Right, what is going on, guys? JJ Richards here. Welcome back to another YouTube video. So today we are going to do the same as we did last week because people seem to like that kind of video. So today we are doing chest because I'm mindful that every time it comes to the weekend I always train legs. So most of my content when I'm recording, which tends to be on the weekend, is always leg training. So I've had quite a few requests for some actual upper body focused training. So that is what we're going to do today. And also, if you did watch my video from last week, I tweaked my hamstring. However, that injury hasn't got any better. So a little bit frustrating. So I'm having a full week off training legs at the moment. I'm trying to get some massage work done next week. So hopefully it will fix itself. I don't think it's a major injury. I don't think it's a tear or anything like that. But so when something just doesn't feel right, that's how it feels right now. So what we're doing today is we're doing chest, delts and calves. So we do kind of upper twice a week. So today is chest focus with a shoulder touch up. So we're doing 11 sets for chest, and then we've just got 3 sets for delts and then 5 sets for calves. And then the second session is more focused on shoulders. So it's more shoulder dominant with a touch of chest. So that way we can kind of get 2 sessions in a week, but we're not adding too much volume in. So the first movement that we're doing today, guys, is pec deck. So we've just done 2 warm-up sets, and then what we're now moving into is 3 sets of 12, but we're only actually taking the third set to failure. Now, I always like starting off my chest day with a fly movement, just solely for safety and injury prevention, because I think when you're loading the pec in the lengthened position and the shortened position on a safe exercise like a fly, then when you move on to the heavy compound stuff, the chest is nice and warm and the risk of injury is going to be less. When I was younger, I didn't care about that stuff. I'd just go onto the bench press, lob a 20 on either side, and that would be my warm-up. But now I'm getting old. I'm now closer to 40 than I am 30, and that gets pretty scary. So we've got to make sure I warm up. So what we're going to do now is first set of 12, and again, we're just going to do 3 rounds of 12 reps on this. Easy. Right then, so second exercise. This is the first of the compound movements. So what we've done on the build up to this is just we've warmed up with about 4 or 5 sets. So what we've done is just start off on the light weights, like 20 kilos, and like 10 reps. Then as the weight progresses, like for example, the last set I did was with 50s, and I just did 2 reps. So the aim of the warm-ups are to prime the muscle ready for the working set, but not expend too much fatigue into those sets, because you want to try and keep everything for your actual working sets. Most people go wrong where they do too many build-up sets with too many reps, when that's pointless. When you feel ready, then move into the big set. So these are 65s. So I think a couple of weeks ago when I did 65s, I think I managed to get about 6 reps out. So if we can get 6 or above today, that'll be a bonus. However, this gym's amazing, but the only downside to this gym is the benches, because they are rickety as hell, and also there's a couple of bolts underneath this bench as well that I don't know if I should be worried about or not, but we're going to go in anyway. So 6 reps plus would be a win. Let's go. No. 8.5. Oh, I think that's probably a PB on those. Maybe. Right, so second set. What we're going to do now is a back off set. So I've pulled the weight back. And I've gone for 50 kilos just so I want to make sure that the form is perfect on these ones. I don't just want to move the weight up and down and be snappy in my movements. I want to make sure that I'm dragging the bicep over the pec and making sure that I'm actually stimulating the muscle. That's what a lot of people do wrong with these chest press movements, is just kind of snapping up and down and not actually loading the pec as much as they can. So the reason why I like to do one working set and one back off set for the compounds is because if you reach true failure, there's no benefit of going back into that weight again, because I'm not going to be able to do the same amount of reps, the same amount of weight. I've already fatigued the muscle. So what the goal is now is to try and reduce the weight a little bit, hit the different muscle fibers, and hit a higher rep range. So 2 sets for me is absolutely perfect, because what a lot of people will do is they'll do 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps, but they'll use the same weight and they'll always have reps in reserve. Whereas if you hit true failure, and what I mean by true failure is actually failing in the rep, not at the start of the rep. Because how do you know if you can and can't get that rep if you're failing at the bottom? So try for every single rep. When you fail in the rep, that's true failure. So once I've exhausted that, we're just going to move on to a back off set. And again, we're just going to focus on hitting a little bit of a higher rep range with a slightly less weight. We're going to aim to get around 12 to 15 with this one. I think that the dumbbell on the right side is probably about 2 kilos left, because there's a nice big bit of rubber missing from that one. So we've probably got 50 in this arm and probably about 48 in the right arm. Right. Shit. Right then, so what we're going to move on to now is a chest press. So this probably has to be one of my favourite plate loaded chest press machines, which is like a kind of like on a slight incline. It's a hammer strength. It's called the isolateral horizon bench press. Very long-winded. So again, what we've done on this is we've just done 2 warm-up sets, because we've already kind of exhausted the chest quite a lot. We don't really need to do as many warm-up sets as you progress within the workout. The main aim of the warm-up sets is just to try and gauge what weight you're going to need to use for your actual working sets. And again, 2 sets on this one. So the first set, we're going to go for 8 to 10, and then we're going to do another set where again we're going to try and aim for that 12 plus rep range. So the main focus as well on this one is just trying to focus on tempo and controlling the weight as well. Again, always keep it controlled, don't get snappy. A lot of people ask me in terms of, what's the best way to build a chest? And I always say it's tempo, because as a man, we have an ego. And when it comes to doing bench press and chest, that's when ego always sets. No one will ever ask you what you squat. They'll always ask you what you bench press, because that is how we grade alpha masculinity in the alpha world, is what you can bench. However, we all know real men squat and deadlift. Right, let's go. I think I scratched my arm. The first one's always the hardest, but you can see we just put a plate underneath here. That just gets the start position a touch higher, because when you're massive, you can't get that low. So one thing to note is that the tempo never changes. We don't get sloppy as fatigue kicks in. The last rep should look exactly the same as the first rep. Right, so this is the last exercise we're moving on to now for chest. So the aim of here is just to kind of add a little bit more volume into the workout. So very simple, we're just literally doing 3 sets of 10 reps. So what we're going to do is we're going to progressively increase the load every set. We'll take the first 2 sets close to failure, and the last set, because it's the last set of chest, we're just going to absolutely destroy it. So this is the second one. So again, the load's slightly incrementally higher from the last one. And this machine's not too bad. Because it's a cable, you kind of get a little bit more constant tension, where sometimes when you load using like plate loaded kit or dumbbells, you tend to get a bit of a drop off. So this is just really nice just to try and squeeze every last bit of energy that you've got into this set. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh. Right. Finished. So I didn't record all of the sets we just did. So after the chest, we just did like 3 sets of side laterals, just like 15 and 20 rep range, just to get a bit of blood in the shoulders. Because like I say, we'll train shoulders again in about 4 days time. So we've also just done 5 working sets of calves. So calves we're hitting twice a week at the moment. And like I said, I'll go through like all of the other different training programs with you guys anyway. So hope you enjoyed that video, guys. I'm absolutely knackered. I'm tired. I need to eat, even though I'm not hungry. But that's the joys of the off season, isn't it, guys? So make sure, as always, make sure you give I can't even talk. Make sure you give the video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, peace.